So real quick, got some state of the channel nonsense to get out of the way, and then we can get into the real meat and potatoes of this one. So I'm no longer at Western Express. I resigned in response to requests that I violate the laws laid out in this book right here, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, or FMCSR, and the hours of service regulations contained here within. We'll go over those in another video entirely. Mostly because it's one of those things I can go on and on and on, and I'm going to have to do a lot of editing to condense it down to 10 minutes or less. We'll dedicate a separate one to hours of service because, my God, there's an entire fucking video right there. Hours of service for dummies. Once you condense it down to 10 minutes. It took us a week to grasp it in trucking school. And even then, it wasn't a proper trucking school. It was company training. Anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself. So, I'm no longer at Western Express. And to be completely honest, after the experience that I had with Western, I'm thinking I'm going to stick around home and do a kind of a warehouse job. I had another job offer before I was, excuse me. Turkey's getting to me. Anyway, I figured I had another job offer before I got back home on the Greyhound, and I decided I'm going to take that offer instead. I can do that for a couple years, but I kind of want to take some time and really think about where I want to go for my next company, because I can't keep hopping like this. The third company is, I want it to be what I intended my second company to be. The place where I'll spend 10, 15, 20 years. If I have to do a regular 9 to 5 for 2 or 3 years in order to achieve that and just maintain my credentials, then so be it. It's a price I'm willing to pay. This thing's annoying. Anyway, with that out of the way, yeah, 3-letter agency rant time. So I'm sure you've heard about YouTube, the Federal Trade Commission, that is the FTC, and COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which, for context, is a regulation that's only a year old. For context, it's a piece of legislation that I'm a year older than. Was introduced in 1998, and I can only barely legally buy it a beer if it were an actual person. Well, with regards to that, first of all, if you're a kiddo and you found my channel, you hereby have clearance to go ahead and Alt F4. I don't want you here. Not that I have a problem against kids, but this channel is going to effectively die if I welcome you here, by the nature of the whole COPPA change. And that's not something I'm about. Okay, good. I'm only about halfway done. This is the second take of this video because I ended up finding out that midway through it stopped recording. Apparently this camera only records for like 11 minutes at a time, so we'll be brief. With YouTube having lost that issue to the FTC, courtesy of having put a whole lot of shit they should never have put in writing into writing. Now us creators are paying the price. They sent out a 1-question form to all of our emails. Every last one of us content creators got it. Whether you're PewDiePie, MatPat, Demolition Ranch, Deviant Ollam, or lowly me. We all got the same form. What age group does your content primarily target? Only 3 possible answers. Door number 1, adults only. That's what this channel was intended to be. And continues to be intended to be. Which is why I've been such a loose cannon with my mouth and not checked my profanity. It was never intended to be family friendly. This channel was supposed to be a place I speak my mind. Within certain checks. Gotta protect my own ass, but aside from that, what you hear is what I meant. Door number 2, you create content only for kids. These are the channels that are going to die, courtesy of this problem. We talked about the death of channels back in the original Adpocalypse 2-3 years ago. God, it feels so much longer than that. Or, door number 3, the wishy-washy fence-sitting option. My content is equally targeted to both groups. I can tell you right now I answered door number 1. And not just because that's the only viable door, but because that's what this channel is. So, to sum it up, TLDR, too long didn't read, TLD, or however you want to pronounce it. This channel will not go quietly into the night. This channel will not vanish without a fight. It is going to live on. It is going to survive. And because we butchered it enough already, and the date that I'm recording this dictates it, today we celebrate Thanksgiving. So, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hopefully you all stayed safe, didn't do something stupid and go out and try to start driving after you've been drinking. And try to stay warm out there. If you are one of those absolute masochists that goes out and participates in Black Friday, then be safe, have fun, get the deals you're after. Personally, I'll be right over there in my bed, nice and warm, and fast asleep. And yeah, I'll see you with the next video. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm definitely going to start going back to really making whatever the hell it is I want to make. I've returned some of my old gaming videos back to unlisted status, so it's not completely private anymore. If you have the link, you can view it. It might still be in the playlist, assuming any of my playlists are still up. I don't remember if I nuked them or not. But I didn't return all of them, just some of the ones that I liked best. And expect to see some more gaming content interspersed from time to time. So yeah, from my home in rainy and cold Vancouver, Washington. Have a good night.